So Robbie, that probably won't be our best performance of the season, but today's victory makes it our best ever start as a Macclesfield club. You must be pleased with that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, since 1874, I think that's the best league start this club's ever had, so that group can be proud. Yeah, it wasn't our greatest performance, and give that credit to the opposition. I think Russ and Kevin set their team up extremely well. It was a very low block, trying to hit us on the counter-attack. The centre forward, Howe, was really lively, good player, looking to get in behind us. And at half-time, the message was, listen, keep the ball with a purpose, because our watches at times, and we're that good on the ball, so if we keep the ball, you'd think that at a point they would come out and press us. They did it once or twice, but inevitably they didn't. So it just looks like we're just keeping the ball for the sake of it, with no purpose going forward. And I think when you're keeping the ball one side and then you transfer it, then you can drive forward. As long as you keep countering your defensive areas and you've got an overload at the back, you can be a little bit braver in possession. Listen, I'm sitting here as if we're disappointed, because the expectations of that group is through the roof. They're a little bit disappointed second half that we didn't create more chances, but inevitably the message was clean sheet again. That's, I think, we only conceded 7 league goals. If we've got the ball, they can't score. But I just think on a night like this, amazing turnout once again from our fans, who have been brilliant all season. But they are part of us. We're all one, and I think, who creates the energy on a night like this? Do players create the energy for the fans to get up, or do the fans try and get the players up in that second half? They've been brilliant, but in games like this, I think there'll be more. I think teams will come, they'll do a low block, we'll work on it in training, how we break them down. But again, I think, do the players need to inspire the fans, or the fans need to inspire the players? I think we're all one. We're all one, and it was, it's expensive. Another crowd over 2,500. It's brilliant from our fans, but I think subconsciously, coming to the game tonight, you look at Gainsborough, you look at their results recently, and you think, all Mac have got to do, and the fans is turn up when we win. It doesn't work like that. And at times I thought they caused us a few problems, and they're a very, very good side. The staff were fantastic. The manager, spoke very well of us, and they're a good side, and they'll do really well this season. It's going to be a difficult game when we go there, but the group, the management, everybody behind the scenes can be proud. 11 games, 9 wins, 2 draws. I think we should have 11 wins from 11. So that's my only disappointment. But they've been magnificent.
You did briefly touch about some of the players being disappointed that it was only 2 today. Does that just highlight the high standards that we've got within the group as a whole?
Yeah, of course, because the way we play, how dynamic we are, the crowd want to see us drive forward, and again, because of the situation of the game, there was such a low block. You look at Premier League sides, and if I'm watching a Premier League game at home, and you look at Man City, at times when they keep the ball, when they're winning games, at times it can look, boring, but inevitably they're in total control, and that's what we were, in total control of the game, without really penetrating their back line. But again, when you've got the ball, they can't score. We're 2-0 up, we're winning the game, we've got a clean sheet. So I think, at times, of course, you want to get 3, 4, 5, but I thought it was a mature, controlled performance tonight, with no real thrills and spills. You don't want that. Another clean sheet for Max. Great to see Dante getting his debut. He'll be a real asset for us. I thought everybody done well. Great to see Danny get a goal. You've seen what it meant to him and the players when he scored, and the fans singing his name was brilliant. Again, we need the fans as much as the players need them. In games like this, we need that atmosphere, but it's difficult. I get it, because we're going to need them throughout the course of the season, because I believe, us and Workshop will be the top 2. I might have gone a bit early on that, but that's what I believe. I think 2 very, very good sides, and both teams should be up there, and I think both teams will be.
You touched briefly on Dante's cameo, 20 minutes for him off the bench. What sort of player are we likely to see from him?
Dynamic, enthusiastic, willing to learn, and that's the profile of player we want. You look at Dante, how he's come in and been brilliant. Average age of the squad now 24.9. So again, we want players who are willing to learn, willing to listen, who can beat players, good in 1v1 situation, and he fits the bill perfectly well. We're just picking up 1 or 2 injuries. Sam's out. you know, and what I mean by that, that's why I'm thankful to, you know, to individuals who have allowed us to get Dante in, you know, because Brandon's out once again. So I thought the way we play and how dynamic we are, if anything happens to Kenji in that left back position, because of the way we play, we haven't got a natural left footer on that side. So Dante's perfect. He can play as a left back. In the three behind the one, he can play the left or the right, and you've seen his pace. You know, he's got electric pace, and that's the profile of player we want. That when they get the ball, they can get, you know, people on the edge of their seats. So again, pleased with everybody. It was a mature performance from a young group, and that's the most pleasing thing, that we never looked in danger. You know, at times this season, I'm sitting here now when we beat Prescott 1-0, you're thinking, oh no, you know, they might nick one. You know, we've happened at Ilkeston, you dominate the game, they nick one. Tonight was a mature, controlled performance where we never really looked in danger. Yes, they had one or two chances second half. If the first touch was a little better, they could have got a shot off. But again, I think Russ and Kevin, you know, they've travelled a long way on a Tuesday night. The credit to their fans who travelled. You know, it's a long way. It's expensive, you know, to travel without games and to watch football. So, you know, credit to Gainsborough and the players, the staff, and the supporters.
And you touched on our fans as well. Obviously, they're going to be vitally important this Saturday as we take a break from league action. Yeah,
but you know, the atmosphere of the cup games is unbelievable. And again, if that's a 0-0 and we score a last minute winner tonight, everybody's up and it's jubilant. It was just a subconscious thought that, you know, we've just got to turn up and win. And at times, I think staff and people might think that, but it's important that me and my staff get into the play and say that can't happen. And as we've gone through stats, and you know I love a stat, in the previous seasons at the club, the games we've lost at home that's we've got beat when that's happened. But again, that's how mature they've become, this group. And Saturday's going to be a different test. I think they're going to sell about 350, 400 tickets. Everybody thinks Macclesfield will start favourites, and we do. You know, there's 4 teams that since we've started we haven't beat. Witten being one of those sides. You know, we played them twice since we've been Macclesfield FC. They beat us and we drew. So again, you know, it was a very different game when we played them here. And the lads are up for it. You know, my team talk's already worked out. We know what to expect. But give them credit. You know, Witten, a good football club. They'll come here expecting to get something, but we'll be ready. It'll be a very strong side. Not taking anything for granted. We want to get to that first round proper. So, you know, expect a full strength side, full strength squad, and we'll be looking to be in the hat for the 4th round in no uncertain terms when the final whistle comes on Saturday.